A new era of connection. How we connect, what we connect to. It's a new time. It's a celebration. It's a celebration as fireworks come out, okay? It's a celebration of vast movement in a direction of change. This world, this change is inside of us. This nostalgia we feel in the past that we want to go back to, it's not something to go back to. While it is though, because everything is moves in cycles. So we're remembering a time where we're remembering this all happened before. It's very deja vu, you know, there's a clear memory that this has happened before. And we're ecstatic about that. This is the clear, and it's not clear. I keep saying clear, but it's when we see it, it'll be clear. Once we move into it, it'll be clear. We'll have the heightened awareness to take action and to move. We want to move towards it. We feel inside that something about this is familiar. We remember that technology and this cycle, this trap, everything moves in this cyclical, there's that 10, you got that 10. Look at all these people together. It's like all these people remember this. And I'm seeing like the ancients moving the pyramids and doing it with like telepathy. We're coming back to, that's what the age of information and knowledge and wisdom and the thought process, the mind, is giving us that heightened knowing that we are clairsentient, clairvoyant. This, for some reason, our senses were turned off. I don't know if we did that intentionally or if that was like done as like an attack. Confirmation. I think look at that beautiful card. I feel as though it's shocking. It's shocking to remember this. And we're fighting desperately to find the balance, to go back. To really harmonize that we are freaking learning a lot. Technology being in our hands. You see this nostalgia on this card where this girl is looking back in the past and she's all like sad about it. But the little girl in her, the little inner child in her is like freaking having the best time of her life. And they're both in the moment, but in separate moments, right? So it's not that we want to be a kid again. It's not that we want to hold on to youth to the point where we're 87 years old and we look like we're 6. As the 6 of voices pops out. We are more interested in moving into a direction where life is more fun like a child, more discovery like a child. We're more interested in bringing together humanity in a way that benefits us. You see, in the near future, we're going to discover a lot of corruption that's going to bring us a lot of sadness and mental, like this whole existential collapse, because we're going to learn a lot about big, large companies, big destructive forces of energy, beast systems that have came here in an attempt to literally take us away from that essence of our youth, of our birthright to be a human. Not to be young, but to be of essence, to be of spirit, to be an eternal child. That essence was taken from us or disguised and these big corporations are going to have to answer for what they've done. And we're going to see that because we're in the age of Aquarius, and this year, especially 2024 election, oh my God, it's going to be crazy. We're going to be in harmony with this loving, passionate discovery of how to have different new relationships. I realize in the past we had this survival need to be the way we've done it traditionally. Sorry, weird. I had some hair. The traditional world is not the ultimate experience that we're looking for. We're trying to add in technology to tradition. We're trying to find ways that make sense. We don't want to remove or demonize technology, but we also need to recognize having a cell phone or internet in your hand is having access to the knowledge of good and evil. That's literally given to us in our technology devices, and we're giving this to young children. Young children have access to good and evil in their hands, to pornography, to evil, corruption, things they don't need to think about that cause stress and anxiety and panic, and this is imbalanced. We're seeking balance. We're trying to find where it went. How to alchemize this? How do we change this? What do we do? How do we get people back to abundance of soul, of discovery of self? How do we get people passionate about that when it's like a love and hate thing? Having this access of knowledge of good and evil, we've discovered things like Netflix and TV shows and movies, which capture these pictures and images that make us feel connected to what we remember, which we know is us. Like, we know that anything technology can create is a secondary version of our ability to create. It's supposed to be like an assistant, like a categorizer or a communicator, a transmitter. It's certainly developed and created to be of service. But this has blocked us from our intuitive abilities, our psychic abilities, our ability to lift massive granite stones with telekinesis, to build pyramids, you know? We've lost that sight. And we're in this entrapped mindset. That's why everyone's in fight or flight and fear. That's why fear was pushed. Because we were awakening. We were having this knowledge that we know that we have good and evil here. We know, we see it, we feel it, we know it's here. Our senses know it, our sixth sense. But at the same time, how many of us are leaning towards good and how many of us are leaning towards bad? Not in a sense of polarity where you are good or bad, but in a sense of like what you do with the good, with the knowledge. What is the wisdom telling you, and how are you, when you know something, you can't unknow it. That is the access to knowledge of good and evil. So if you're 7 years old and you have access to, look at that unicorn, porn, there's a problem. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Because if you know something and you don't do anything about it, then you are succumbing to evil. In a sense that because it's your birthright. You have the right. What? When did I see this? When did I see that? Okay, let me take a breath, please. One more. Thank you. Okay, this is the call. This is the announcement. This is the judgment day. This is the part of the book where it says, okay, humans, hi everyone. So everyone that has access to good and evil, how did you do? How did you show up with that knowledge? Did you always fall into your desires to the point where you were just driven and driven by them to the point where you drove yourself into a state of perpetual chaos and sin, and where you just like run in this loop of sloth, envy, lust, greed? Are you just trapped in that loop? Or did you take what you learned? That's why this is in the subconscious, because did you take what you learned and run with it and expand and grow your mind? Because that's what information is about. If you have access to knowledge of good and evil, you're a wise mother trucker, okay? And this weird thing we got going on with aging and youthfulness needing to be the centerpiece of the table is weird, because we don't want to be young physically. We want to be young in heart and spirit. And in order to maintain our youth and our youthful spirits, we have to be pure. And the innocence of that is what keeps us in the kingdom, in the doorway, in the archway of transcended tranquility, okay? The mountain, the separation. Have you separated yourself with all this chaos going on? Did you find your little cave there and access the enlightenment? Because the enlightenment's going to expand. We're going to see more and more consciousness on this earth where it's going to be harder and harder. We're going to start squeezing out the evil like a freaking pimple. Because the evil has ruled, it's reigned, it's had its time fairly, right? The shaman, look at the serpent, the snake. The shaman is awakening within us. The spiritual teacher within is telling us what's coming. What a beautiful card. We're recognizing that we tricked ourselves into a version of society. So reality is a manifestation of our minds. So somehow we're trapped in somebody's dream that decided this is how it was going to be, where we're going to have like tables and chairs and houses and GMO foods, okay? But there's other ways to manipulate reality, like Minecraft. It all starts from alchemy, from the 4 elements. Take your pick and create, alchemize. We're changing that beautifully, beautifully. With the age of Aquarius, the new world, I love how it's the snake again, because I feel like this serpent is representing the masculine imbalance, and I feel like this is representing the feminine balancing herself out to get the masculine back in balance within us all. Because if the feminine puts herself in the right place and she aligns herself with femininity, it will naturally attract the masculine to want to participate. So we can take off these masks and quit playing games. Because it's not fun. It's not fun to have everything we want all the time. All the time. There has to be a parent. Like, the parents need to come home because we're like lost in the garden and we are really confused on what is happening. We don't get it anymore. It's not fun. The mystic is awakening within us, the ability to mysticize, to be metaphysic, to understand the metaphysics of reality, to see that like It's not just, yeah, the pilgrim sees the new world and guides the way. It pilgrims its way through. It decides like, look, I see a world in front of me as it is, but I'm going to like make my world on it, in it, of it. And I'm going to do that because I have a vision and a passion. And my passion itself is magical. I got a unicorn here. I got shamans and mystics. This is enlightenment. This is passion. This is poetry. This is beauty. We don't want to be here anymore. We don't want to be anxious and depressed. And that's when you come out of hell, it feels like this. It feels like pain and agony and suffering because you had so much pleasure. You had so much access to your pleasures that it was too much, but you were trapped in it. And when you come out of it, it's like sobering. It's like detoxing. It feels hard to do and your body will hurt. You'll ache and pain and throw fits and cry and cuss people out and yell. You know, you'll do all these things fighting it. But on the other side of sobriety, on the other side of clarity, clairvoyance, enlightenment, you have access to so much more magic and beauty to alchemize into reality to create the world you want to have and see and be a part of, and etc. This double 10 here to say that is it. That's the announcement. That's where we are. Okay. Earth. Look at that. Earth. Well, if I can show you. So, here we are, guys. We're on Earth. We're on planet Earth to do Earth things. And Earth things are magical. We just haven't, at this particular moment in our game consciousness, accepted that. Because we're in the illusion of Neptune. Because Neptune is the dreamer. While we're in a dream, we also need to recognize we have the ability to create a dream too. It doesn't have to be anyone else's dream. It could be our own dream. It doesn't have to be, I just want to pull one of these. As it is currently, we need to take out some of this crap. We need to take out the trash. Yeah, 6th and 7th chakra. This is really high wisdom here, okay? I recommend you read this. 6th and 7th chakra. Iolite, stone of vision, used to aid you with journeys out of the body. Their energy will aid the process of connecting with angels and will take you to a higher level spiritually. They vibrate within the third eye chakra and stimulate eyesight and the imagination. Finds the cause of addictions and helps heal. Aids in overcoming codependency with a partner. Helps resolve sibling rivalry, feeling of exclusion in families, and dilemmas. It brings friendliness and higher, pure thoughts, promoting helpfulness, supports the liver, pituitary, and respiratory systems. Because that's about what we need, like real life, guys. Let's see what this fortune has to say. Because a refreshing change is in your future. All right, let's go number. Oh, I don't. Oh my God. Number 9. Oh, wait, is it a 6? Oh, it's a 9. So the number 9. 9 means we're almost there, okay? We're not quite at a 10, even though we got these 2 10s here. It's to say we're close. We're close. We're the doorstep of this, guys. The Age of Aquarius is activated, my friends. And to get in alignment with it, it's really finding the impurities in your systems and detoxing them out, from the chemicals to the minerals to the elements to the cluttered thoughts, the diluted thoughts, the impure thoughts, everything television, everything you see, it's all got to be purified to have access to the new reality. And if you want to experience 5D, if you want to experience higher consciousness and the new world, it's going to take effort on your part to hold the responsibility that's in your hands now, or succumb to the poverty of the desires that limit your access to reality. So that's what I have. Thank you so much. Bye.